Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It is Ty Goodwin. I am here with today's training webinar. We're going to be talking about how to ramp up your revenue. And if you are watching this, go ahead and type in hello. Let me know that you're here. Give me a thumbs up. Give me some love. You know how we do. Just say hi. And if you're watching this during a replay, you can use hashtag replay to let me know that you stopped by and we're hanging out. So this is my first webinar, my first live training in the new group, Stop Trading Dollars for Hours. And I am excited to get to spend this time with you. I'm always excited when I get to teach, but particularly today, I'm excited because we're going to be talking about my new program. I have a 90-day program called Ramp Up Your Revenue. And I'm going to give you a sample of some of the things we talk about by actually teaching you what the acronym RAMP stands for in Ramp Up Your Revenue. So if you're watching this, go ahead and say hello, tell me where you're from, tell me what you do. And again, if you're watching this during a replay, you could do the same thing too, because I will be monitoring this conversation. All right, so while you are introducing yourself to me, I am going to be telling you a little bit about me. I am Ty Goodwin. I'm an author, a coach, a business growth strategist, and content alchemist, and I help my clients profit more and work less. I work with coaches, consultants, holistic practitioners, spiritual entrepreneurs, thought leaders, folks that have a purpose behind them being in business, and you have a desire to transform the world and change lives. Those are the folks I love helping. And I've been online, gosh, I think I started my first business online in around 2002 because I did not want to go back to work after my daughter was born. And since then, I've done everything from career coaching to social media manager. I did blogging for a while, and now I am happily combining all of my skills as a former teacher, an award-winning instructional designer, and a marketing strategist, and I'm putting it all together in what I do now with helping people take a look at their business and figure out how you can profit more and work less. And I'm going to talk to you about the 4 ways you can do that and ramp up your revenue. All right, so I also want to give you a little bit of some housekeeping here. If you've got a question at any time during this presentation, feel free to go ahead and pop your question in the chat room. Even if you're watching the replay, I will be able to come back and add my answer to your question. And listen, if what's going on in this room, in this live webinar is helping you, tag someone that you know that belongs in this community, and make sure that you help spread the word that we are talking about marketing. We're talking about multiple streams of income, and we are talking about how to increase your money, increase your revenue, along with some mindset stuff. So let's jump right into this. The first thing we're going to talk about is why this is important. So ramping up your revenue is important for a number of reasons. The first one is this: if you do not have a sustainable income, sustainable revenue, sustainable profit, you will go out of business, right? Or you'll just have a really expensive hobby. And so it's important for you to not just make money. I don't want people to just break even, but how can you move past that so that you're generating a sustainable profit, which allows you to grow your lifestyle, allows you to reinvest in your business, which allows you to actually reinvest or invest into the people, the projects, the movements that matter to you the most. So that's one of the reasons why ramping up your revenue is so important. The other piece of this is what I talked about before, about being able to profit more while working less. I don't know about you, but I did not start a business so I could work 60, 50, 40 hours a week, just like I did in a day job. I also wanted to have more control over my income. I wanted to have more control over my time. I did not want to have a commute, right? Those were some of the reasons that I started my own business. I'm curious, why did you start a business? Why are you online trying to make money and grow a business? Why are you doing that to yourself? So go ahead and drop that note into the comments, when you get a chance, and let me know, why are you starting a business? Why did you start a business? Why have you been in business? So it's important that if you're going to be in business, that we think like entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurs, we think about how can we be efficiently in our business? How can we set things up so that it's not taking us 70, 80 hours a week? How can we create a business that supports our lifestyle instead of our lifestyle being determined by what we can fit in around our business? That's what we used to do with the job. And so we don't want that here. So that's another reason why it's really important for you to figure out how to ramp up your revenue so that it's sustainable, so that it supports your lifestyle. And the third reason is, I want you to love your business. Now, if you had a day job and you absolutely hated it, the very last thing that I want for you is to start a business where you actually hate the work that you're doing in your business. And it's possible. A lot of times when we start our business, we do the things that we were good at in corporate America. And so because we know how to do it, we've got the experience and expertise, and we're pretty good at it, we decide to make that what we do in our business. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. When we're in a job, a lot of times we become good at things simply because we have to, right? It's part of our job description. It's what they trained us on. And just because we're fully capable and we're actually pretty good at it, that doesn't mean that's the thing that we actually want to build our business around, that we want to monetize. And so I've talked with some people and have helped them figure out, what is that thing that I really want to spend my time doing in my business, so that you absolutely love showing up in your business. Here's what happens when you don't like the work that you're doing. You start to resent your clients. You start not showing up. You start avoiding all the things that will bring money into your business because you really don't like it. It doesn't feel authentic to you, and you want to avoid what that feels like. And I've been there. Now, it wasn't because I didn't necessarily like 100% what I was doing. Well, maybe with social media management, I hated managing other people's social media, but I was good at it. I was good at it to the point where, this was back in 2009 or 10, I made $5,000 in 1 month working part-time as a social media manager while I had a full-time job. So it was great money. However, when I thought about what I would have to do to double that to $10,000 a month, it scared the shit out of me because I did not like it. And so, like I said, you could be really good at some things, you can be really skilled at it, but that does not mean that that's the thing that you decide to monetize. Okay? So if that's where you are, part of what I get to do is I get to help you fall back in love with your business by taking a look at what you're offering to figure out if it's in alignment with where you are, if it's in alignment with how you want to be, and make sure that you are charging appropriately, which actually brings me to the R in the ramp up your revenue process. So the R stands for raising your rates. Raising your rates. So if you're watching this, here's what I want you to do in the comment section. I want to know, are you satisfied with what you're charging right now? And you can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You can say yes or no, but are you satisfied with what you're charging? Most people aren't. And for some people, it's a real struggle to raise your rates, and I've dealt with that. I am, worried about, can they afford it? I'm worried about, what are they going to think if I charge so much? I have all these internal dialogues that are going on that keep me from raising my rates, or that kept me from raising my rates, I should say. And I got over that at some point. I got over that because I was tired of overworking and under-earning. Like I said, if I wanted a certain situation, if I wanted to work really hard and earn a little bit of money, I could have stayed in a day job in a 9-to-5. But as an entrepreneur, where I'm helping people get results on a consistently regular basis, I want to be paid for the results that I deliver. I want to be paid for the value of those results. Now, one thing I want you to notice is that I did not say I want to be paid what I'm worth, because we are priceless. You, I, we. No one is ever going to be able to charge or to pay what we are worth because we are priceless. However, there is a price tag that's connected to the results that we help people get and to the work that we deliver to our clients and to our customers. So the first way to ramp up your revenue is to really do an honest appraisal of where your rates are. Are you undercharging? Are you discounting things on a regular basis? Are you not having contracts with people so that you get paid? And so if they decide not to pay you and they walk away, you have no leg to stand on because you have no contract. Are you charging enough? And let me say that enough does not mean that you're charging just so that you can cover what your expenses are. That's not going to work. As an entrepreneur, you have to think beyond your expenses and you want to make sure that you are making a profit. When I used to do career coaching, that would drive me crazy when I would ask people, so what salary are you looking for? And their salary would say, well, here's my rent is, here's what my car note is, and they would figure out what their bills are, and they would say, well, I need to make this much money. Well, so that means you're going to be living paycheck to paycheck. Or if you're an entrepreneur and that's your model for choosing your prices, that means you are never going to have money to reinvest in your business. So there is a method to figuring out what your pricing should be. That's one of the things that we work through in the Ramp Up Your Revenue 90-day program. Okay, so Lou says she started her business because she strongly believes that every Black woman has the undeniable right to discover, embrace, and fully express their unique talents, skills, and vibrant personality without judgment, retaliation, or marginalization by others. That sounds like an anthem, Lou. That sounds like something that needs to be plastered somewhere on your Facebook personal profile. It needs to be something that you put in your group, making a t-shirt. But that is phenomenal. I so can relate to that, and I'm so glad that you're doing that work. So we talked about ramping up your revenue, and I've got a question for you. If you're bold enough, go ahead and tell me, what is it that scares you or that keeps you from raising your rates? Now, I know not everybody has that issue. Some of you have worked it out. You've done all the inside mental work, and you are no worries when it comes to raising the rates and charging for the value of the results that you get. But then some of us, we have some issues around raising our rates. So if you're bold enough, go ahead and share. What is it that scares you, or what is it that keeps you from actually raising your rates? I'm curious. So the A in the Ramp Up Your Revenue is actually automation. When you are starting your business, you may have to do things manually. You may be the only person that's doing it because it is just you. But if you want your business to grow, at some point you're going to have to do one or two things, or maybe both. The first thing you're going to have to do is learn how to automate whatever can be automated in your business. And the second thing is you're going to want to start to outsource things, whether you're hiring a VA or you've got a team of people that you go to with certain things. But those are the two things that will allow you to profit more and work less. So think about this. The simplest automation that you have is probably like email marketing automation. You know, there's everything from ActiveCampaign to MailChimp to Aweber, and that is simply a tool that you use to automate your messages, right? You are plugging in what your newsletter is going to be. You're plugging in your marketing campaigns. You set it up once, you press the button, and it automatically goes. That saves you the time and energy of trying to email everyone individually through something like Gmail, or sending out email messages with a blind carbon copy, right? That's just not good business, and I'm sure you know that already. However, what I want to share with you is what I call my KISS symbol. I'm not going to give you all of the details. We go over this in the 90-day program, but for my coaches, consultants, and folks who want to make money online, I developed something called the KISS system, and it stands for Keep It Simple to Sell. And this outline it's an outline that's actually a map of what needs to happen, what systems you need to have in place, from lead generation all the way to post sales. And so when we work with this in a 90-day program, we take a look at all of the things that you're using all of the processes that you have or that you would like to have in place so that you have an opt-in system, so that you have an autoresponder series, so that your joint ventures and advertising and affiliates are all systemized and automated. Then we take a look at your sales. Do you have your sales copy, your sales page? Are you using a landing page builder? Do you have a shopping cart, your payment processor? And how do you have all of that set up and integrated so that it's not just easy for you to do business, but that it's also easy for your clients and customers to do business with you? And then we take a look at what your post-sale system is going to be. So what happens after you make the sale? How do you deliver the product? How do you have things set up for customer service if someone's not happy, if they request a refund, if they have technical difficulties? How do you support them? What kind of customer service do you offer? How do you get testimonials? And then how do you create upsells and add-ons so that you can resell to your existing customer base? That's called the Keep It Simple sales system, and we walk through that and we actually map that out for you with all of the systems and tools that you can use. If you're online, I can guarantee that on any given day, you're seeing an ad on Facebook, you're getting something in your inbox, you're seeing something in Google, somewhere online that's all about an automation tool, some cool new doodad that you need to have in order for you to do your business. Well, how do you choose the right tools? How do you make sure that you're using the things you need to and not just wasting your time and money by just grabbing everything that people are offering? And so that's one of the things we cover in the 90-day program, because it's going to be different for each person. The tools that you feel comfortable with are maybe not the tools that someone else feels comfortable with. So it's based on what your needs are, what your comfort level is with technology, what your budget is, and what your long-term goals are. All of those things need to be factored into how you are delivering and how you are selling your offers, products, and programs. So that is your A for your automation. And so, automation is really important because it will save you time. If you are spending your time going from application to application, if you're spending your time and you are, scrambling to get things to work, if you're spending your time tracing down issues that your customers are having because you don't have your systems and your operating procedures in place, that's one way that you are working way more, but you're profiting not as much. And that's what we want to change. We want you to profit more and work less, and automation is one of those tools to do that. So we've talked about raising your rates. We've talked about automating. The next letter in our ramp up your revenue is multiple streams of income. And this is one of my sweet spots. So I love helping my clients figure out multiple ways to generate income. So maybe you've already downloaded. I know I've got this out here for some of you, but I've actually got a list of 17 ways that you can monetize what you know. And so you all know some of the basic ones like, coaching programs, or maybe you've written a book, but there's one of the ways that's on there. If you're a trailblazer, one of the things that you can do is actually, you can be paid to sit on the board of a company. There are boards that actually will pay you for what you know, because they want you to come and sit on their board of directors and contribute your skills, your intellect, your ideas, your experience. But if you're not aware of what those different ways are, those different multiple streams of income, everything will look like a coaching program to you. And there's only so much coaching you can do unless you have figured out how to clone yourself. And if you figure that out, that's what you need to sell. But if you haven't figured out how to clone yourself, you're limited to what you can do if all you're focusing on is one-on-one coaching. Because in order to grow your business that way, that means you have to work more hours, which means less hours for the things that you love, less hours for the people that are in your life, less hours for you to have good self-care, for you to take a vacation, for you to actually enjoy all the stuff that you're working to have. So you have to think about what are the multiple streams of income that you can leverage from what you know. And sometimes those multiple streams, it doesn't mean that you're creating something that's totally separate or new from what you already have. Sometimes it's learning how to take what you have and repurpose it into another format so that you can now sell it a different way, so that it now reaches a different audience. Maybe it's adding value to something that you've already have so that you can upsell it and turn it into a premium offering Whereas before you were maybe selling it for $2,000 and now you're able to sell it for $4,000. But you've got to think about those multiple streams of income. Folks who are consistently growing and making money in their business, and these folks are not burning out or feeling like they're selling out, they figured out how to create multiple streams of income based on what they know, their experience, their ideas, and their expertise. And you can do that too. And we cover that in the Ramp Up Your Revenue program, where we'll spend time taking a look based on your bankable brilliance archetype and taking a look at what is going to serve you and your customers, what's going to be in the highest good of you and the people that you want to serve. So that is the M. Just remember that one-on-one is not the only way to go into your business, and that there are actually 17 ways to turn your wisdom into wealth. And one of those ways is with the next thing on the list, which is the P, and that stands for passive income. Okay, so go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give me some love, give me some hands, clapping hands, whatever you want to do, if passive income is one of the things that's on your list to grow your business. And it absolutely should be. So passive income means that you create it once and then you profit over and over and over again. Now, it does not mean that you slap something together and put it out there for people to buy. And I've seen a lot of this kind of conversation out there. I have seen people saying, just take 10 blog posts and then record it as an audio and then sell it to people for $97. That might have worked maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago when the internet was new and this whole digital product thing was just happening. But now you've got savvy consumers. They are not buying crap. Okay, they are looking for things that are going to help them get results, things that are going to help them get to the next level of what they need, things that are going to help solve their problem. And 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be able to do that with slapping some blog posts together into a PDF and now calling that a product that you sell. Now, there are some people that have some really good content. And they may be able to take their blog post, put in some lines with some questions and create a workbook out of it. And now they've got this passive thing that they can sell. But that is not the majority of the folks. The majority of people, they need some finessing when it comes to figuring out what they can offer as passive income. So there is an active side to passive income. The active side is, yes, you've got to do the setup. You've got to make sure that you have an audience to sell to. You want to have an email list. You want to have the right process in place. You want to have the right email campaigns in place. All of those things that we talked about in the Keep It Simple to Sell system, those are the things that you need to have in place in order to be successful with passive income. You don't want to put junk out there. You don't want to make it hard for people to access and get to. You want to create something that is valuable, relevant, priced properly, and delivers results. In the 90-day program, the Ramp Up Your Revenue program, that's what we're going to be talking about. And actually, we do more than talk about it. I am helping you create passive income products and programs in this time that we spend together. So that was the final one, is passive income. If you haven't grabbed it already, some of you have it, but I want you to put something in the comments and let me know that you want it. I have a list of 48 passive income ideas. So if you want that, say, send me the 48 ideas, send me the 48 passive income ideas, note passive income, whatever it is that you need to communicate to me so that I know to send it to you. 48 things that you can create. Everything from a journal to a planning calendar. But those are some of the things that are in that list of 48. So this is how you can ramp up your revenue. Raising your rates, automating and streamlining your systems, creating multiple streams of income and not just focusing on the one-to-one offers, and then making sure you have opportunities to generate passive income. That is how you ramp up your revenue. So the 90-day program, we cover all of those things, and we also cover the ground foundation. The foundation of all of this is changing your inner game. Because sometimes there are some internal shifts that we need to make, especially about money and especially about what work is. We have a tendency to think that all work is hard work, and that to be successful, it requires a lot of hard work. Now, being successful, it requires strategy. It requires planning. It requires consistency, diligence, research. Yes, it does require all of those things, but it does not have to be something that's hard. So that's what my goal is for you. I want to show you how to profit more and work less and change those mindsets around always thinking that you have to work hard in order for you to see results in your business or even in your life. One of the other things that we cover in the 90-day program is how do you elevate your reach? How do you reach more people? And one of the ways you do that is with collaborative partnerships, strategic partnerships, co-creation opportunities. So remember I talked about how, it would be great if you could clone yourself? Well, we know that's off the table, but you can partner with other people who can share your message, your information, and ideas with their audience. So you don't have to build this all by yourself, but you need to know, how do you find strategic partnerships? How do you create them? How do you make sure they're equitable? How do you manage those things? And that's something that we cover in this 90-day program as well. So I am so glad that you decided to hang out with me for today's webinar on how to ramp up your revenue. I hope that you've gotten something out of it. And why don't you tell me, what did you get out of today? What's your biggest takeaway? My coaching clients know I ask this question every time we meet. What is your biggest takeaway from our time together today? What did you learn? What insight, what innovation was sparked by what I've shared with you so far today? So go ahead and put that in the comments, whether you're listening live or listening later. I would love to know that. And I really hope that you will consider joining me for the Ramp Up Your Revenue 90-day program. I'm going to put a link in the comment section so that if you are interested in having a conversation about that program and seeing if you're a good fit, we can definitely talk. Now, this 90-day program is an individual program, so you'll be working with me one-on-one for 90 days. We'll be covering all the things that I outlined here in this call, not just giving you the information, but helping you set things in place so that you can just jump into ramping up the revenue in your business. And in addition to that, you also get a ticket to my weekend masterminds. I do 4 weekend masterminds a year. And all you've got to do is, if you've got that ticket, is show up. So you'll pay for your airfare, you'll pay for your lodging, but you show up and you get the full experience of the mastermind weekend. So I'm going to put the link in here if you want to talk about it. Schedule a profit breakthrough call. I can't wait to talk with you. I can't wait to see your responses. And until next time, live on purpose, work your passion, and stay brilliant and bankable. I went way back there. That was from my old Launch My Working days. That's too funny, but be brilliant, be bankable, and be well. And I will see you online. Thanks for hanging out.